Well, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Chinady Okafor, nurse practitioner focusing mainly on chronic disease management and prevention. That is my passion. So today we are going to be talking about things that you can do to manage COVID-19 symptoms while at home. This is going to be part one of a two-part video. Going to be sharing with you the first five things that you should be doing at home to manage COVID-19 symptoms. And then the second part of the video, I'll be talking about the other five elements of things that you could be doing. So literally, you can actually go to CDC website and print out this PDF of 10 things that you should be doing to manage your COVID symptoms at home. I just want to go ahead and break those things down to you and also elaborate on these things as well from my own experience and clinical practice. So number one thing that you need to be aware of is that you need to be, if you have possible or confirmed COVID-19, first thing you have to do, because this is not just an illness that affects one person, it affects all of us, obviously. So the first thing, if you're confirmed or possibly think that you have it, you need to stay away. You need to stay home from work, school, or away from any public places, public transportation, just like these guidelines are telling you, like ride sharing, taxi. Why? For obvious reasons, because there is a likelihood that you will expose other people. So you really just need to stay home. And I know that that is difficult. It's always easier said than done, but for your own health and for the health risk of other people, it is best to just remain at home and not go out into public places once you have possible or confirmed COVID-19. The second thing that you have to do to manage this is to monitor your symptoms. So if you find that you may have been exposed or have, obviously, if you have the symptoms or you've been confirmed, not only to stay at home, but if you have not confirmed those symptoms yet, but you do need to start monitoring yourself just in case you have been exposed to other people. Start monitoring. So the typical signs that we all knew in the beginning, the fever, the cough, the shortness of breath. So it has since then been expanded to other symptoms. A lot of GI symptoms, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, possibly loss of taste. We've seen the symptoms, fatigue, muscle aches, so sore throat also. So when we talk about fever, we want to clarify fever is 100.4 or greater. That is a fever. So you have to monitor these symptoms carefully while you're at home and call your doctor or PCP immediately if you start having some of these symptoms so that we can catch it earlier. So these are things to monitor, not only the fever, the cough, the shortness of breath. Let me do say this. If you start having shortness of breath, you need to go ahead and seek ER. Okay, because whenever you're having trouble, a difficulty breathing, it is usually an emergency that you need quick medical attention. So the third thing that you need to do to manage your COVID-19 symptoms while at home is you have to stay rested and hydrated. And I know that this is just that simple. A lot of times people don't understand the power of hydration, the power of sleep, the power of rest. So rest and hydration is going to help to build your immunity because you're getting the needed rest so that your body can self-heal. It's really that simple. So staying at home, yes, monitoring your symptoms. Number third thing is staying and resting. Getting enough sleep is important because I can tell you one thing, sleep is still the number one thing, number one way to help boost your immunity because while you're sleeping, your body is healing itself, is rejuvenating, it's kind of things are growing, your hormone levels, your metabolism, all of those things are happening while in your sleep. That's why children wake up and they're taller than they were the night before. So anyway, getting enough rest and water because water is so key to so many things in our body. Our bodies has a high percentage of water. So you know that getting hydrated is going to be critical to your bodily function. We can talk about the benefits of water forever. It is just that important. So number four thing that you have to do to manage your COVID-19 symptoms while at home is that you must, when you have to go, in case you have to go to medical appointment, and there are times that you have to go, maybe there's an appointment that was already made and you feel like you can go. I'm not talking about someone who's having difficulty breathing is always an medical emergency. But if you have, while you're managing this at home, you're not a candidate to be in the hospital. So this is why you have the symptoms while you are at home. Okay. And for many people who have these, who've been testing positive, a lot of people have just stayed at home, monitored them symptoms, and they've recovered. So that is some good news, okay, for a lot of us. So there have been many people who have recovered just doing some basic things, putting into practice these basic things, and they have done well while at home. But if you have to go to a medical doctor's appointment, it's important and just conscientious to let them know that you have tested positive so that they can prepare as you're coming into the clinic or going to your medical appointment, so that they are also taking the precautions that they need to be. Like I said, this affects all of us. So that is important to call ahead of time and just let them know, hey, I do have, I have tested positive, so that they can be aware. And then the fifth thing, not just going to a medical appointment, but also ER. Okay. If you have to all of a sudden have a medical emergency that you have to call 911, also notify, maybe not you, the person who's calling 911 needs to notify the dispatch person that, hey, I do have a COVID positive person here, so that they can also take precaution. So the goal is really to try to limit the exposure of this virus. Like we talked about in the past, how someone can be a carrier, they may be exposed and not really necessarily have the symptoms, because it may take a few days. For some people, it may take a little bit longer to manifest. So you can carry and not know it and give it to someone else. So that's why it is important. I'm so glad that everyone, for the most part, generally, are more aware of the necessity of wearing a mask. Mask is really the only thing that we have right now. But thank God that as we're looking into the new vaccine that has come out, we have a lot of hope. And I know that there are people who don't take vaccines, and there are people who do, and there are people who don't, just not necessarily because of COVID, but just because some people do not believe in vaccination, and that has always been a debate forever. But there is a vaccine coming out that is available, and people are getting it right now. So it is important for all of us to take precautions, not just for ourselves, but also for other people. So I'm going to ask you to stay tuned for the next video, so that we can talk about the next 5 things that you can do while managing your symptoms at home. All right. And just remember to subscribe, share, and like. Till next time.